Hey guys, this is Kim Wren with the Money Freedom Movement podcast, and I'm so glad you're here today. One of the most fundamental decisions you will make in your personal finances is who you decide to bank with. In other words, we're asking the question, which financial institutions will you allow the privilege of housing and protecting your money? It amazes me how little time most of us spend researching our banking options, and yet who you bank with can have massive effects on the fees you'll pay, the safety of your money, the safety of your private information, and the overall customer experience you will have with the financial institution you choose to bank with. If I asked you today how you chose your current bank, if you're like most people, it's likely one of the following responses. My parents opened this account when I was a kid and I just never changed it. Or this bank was the closest to my college campus and I just stuck with it. Or I did a quick Google search to see who had the highest yield on a checking account. Or my favorite, why does that matter? All banks do the same thing, right? If you're connected with me on Instagram at KimWren2009, you saw a few days ago that I posted an index card where I jotted down my 6 rules a bank must follow to win my business. Today, I want to expand on one of those points. But before I get too much farther, I wanted to let you know that I'll be teaching in depth on how to choose a bank in a free webinar that I'll be hosting on Thursday, March 26th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. In that webinar, I'll break down exactly what questions you need to ask of any bank you're looking to do business with. I'll show you how to decide if you should stick with or leave your current bank. And I'll give you some scripts to use on the phone should you need to have a heart-to-heart with your financial institution. And I'll be getting very specific. I'll analyze in real time some of the most popular commercial, regional, and online banks. I'll pull back the curtain on their fee structures and business practices and give you a list of the banks I highly recommend and tell you exactly why. I'll also tell you about the banks I highly suggest you get away from and break down exactly why as well. To sign up for that webinar on March 26th, head to themoneyfreedommovement.com, join the email list, and I'll send you a link directly to the webinar and a reminder before it happens. Now, if that date and time doesn't work for you, still head to themoneyfreedommovement.com, join the email list, and I'll make sure to send you a recording of the webinar after the fact. All right, let's get into it. My number one reason why it's time to fire your bank. My absolute all-time non-negotiable rule for any bank that I will consider doing business with, personally or professionally, is that there must be no monthly service fee. When you understand how most banks make a profit, the absurdity of a monthly service fee on individual accounts will be very apparent. Now, making a profit is not wrong, is how banks are able to survive and pay their employees. But the monthly service fee is something that I will not budge on with a bank that I'm doing business with. When you deposit money into a bank, from your end, it looks like those same dollars or digital dollars these days that you put into the account just kind of live there until you're ready to pull those same dollars out for your own purchases. This assumption in most cases would be wrong. Here's an example of what actually happens to your money. Let's say, for example, $1,000 is deposited into your account on your next payday. The bank doesn't keep that money in place. The bank takes that $1,000 that you put into the account and they package it all up with, say, 24 other people's $1,000 deposits, and they use it to provide a $25,000 car loan to someone else who came in and applied for a loan that day. Now, the system's more complex than that. There's a lot more that goes on behind the closed doors, but that's the general idea of what's happening. As we all know, the bank is going to charge the auto loan borrower interest on the car loan to make a profit back on their money. As of today, the average percentage rate on a car loan is about 4.5%, so let's go with that. With that being the case, $25,000 loan at 4.5% over the life of the loan, which is roughly 60 months these days, the bank is going to profit about $3,000 in interest on the car loan that they used your paycheck from, say, 5 years ago to provide to the borrower. Think about that. Your paycheck from 5 years ago helped to make your bank $3,000 over time in interest, along with those other 24 people that you never met. With that perspective in mind, does hitting you with a $15 monthly service fee make any sense? Not in my mind. Because essentially, the bank has asked you, the customer, to cover their administrative cost of repackaging your money into loans so that they can turn around and make their profit. No thanks. Again, it's not bad that banks make a profit. That's how they exist. But they have to make a profit on their dime, not mine. Some banks pretend to be nice and will waive the service fee if you keep a certain balance in your account. A lot of them will have policies that if you keep an average of, say, $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 in the account, then they won't charge you the monthly service fee. Sounds like a good deal, right? You can probably guess that I'm going to say, no way. Here's why. In no universe will I support a financial institution that charges me extra for having less money. Some of you guys need to fire your bank. If you want to do this research, which I highly recommend you do, look up your bank's fees. Simply Google the name of your bank, attached with the words fee disclosure statement or schedule of fees or customer disclosure statement. You can usually track it down if you search it using one of those three terms. Again, that's the title of your bank plus the words fee disclosure statement or schedule of fees or customer disclosure statement. Look that up. See what you're being charged. See and open your statements to see what you have been charged in the past. This is a first and fundamental step in taking the reins on your financial freedom. If you're being charged a monthly service fee, I personally would probably just leave their bank, to be honest, but you can often negotiate those fees away if you call and ask them. In my webinar on the 26th, I'll be sharing some scripts that you can use when you call your bank to negotiate your service fees. And if you're not going to go through the trouble of leaving your bank for another bank that doesn't have monthly service fees at all, then you should at least take the time to get your current bank to drop your monthly service fees. So I'll be sharing those scripts with you on the 26th. Make sure you head to themoneyfreedommovement.com to sign up for that webinar, to join the email list, and I will send you a direct link there. Now, I've had some great conversations since I posted that index card on Instagram with my 6 rules of for banks that I would consider doing business with. I've had some great conversations in DMs and a couple in the comments there. If you have a bank that you would like me to break down, analyze, and present in my webinar, shoot me a message. You can send a message to kim@themoneyfreedommovement.com. You can DM me, message me on any of the social platforms. I'm on Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook. So shoot me a message there. And let me know if you have a bank that you're considering or a bank that you're working with that you'd like to see a breakdown for in the webinar. All right. This is just part 1 of a multi-step series on banking in general. I am spending the month of March talking about banks because, again, guys, this is foundational information. We need to be intentional about the choices we're making as far as who we're going to allow to house our money. This is not a light choice and is not one that should be made passively. So keep up with me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, the email list, the website, wherever, in order to keep getting this information. If you found this helpful, hey, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts and you found this information helpful, scroll on down, give me a rating, give me a review. That just helps this information to get out there to more people. This has been great. Look forward to more information about banking all through the month of March, and head over to themoneyfreedommovement.com to sign up for the webinar. And until next time, be relentless in the pursuit of your freedom. Take care, y'all.